Hello, welcome back to my channel, guys. Did you forget about me? Because it's been a while. I'm in my room. As you can see, it's changed. I cannot say that this is the only reason that I haven't been posting. It definitely isn't, but it is a big project that I am almost finished with, and I have been vlogging it. Someday, some year, I will sift through probably like 50 hours of footage that I have of me painting my room, which is going to be a chore as exciting as watching paint dry, but I am in fact determined to do it at some point. I just have to finish a couple things before I get to that point, and then I'll show you my bedroom renovation. But here's a little sneak peek. I really love how it's coming along, but I digress. This video is not about room renovations, it is about reading. Behind me I have a shelf full of books that I haven't read, and some I've started but I haven't finished, full of books I haven't finished. Today I'm going to pick out the next books that I'm reading. So far this year I've read 3 books. 3 books in 3 months. It's not amazing, it's not terrible. The first was The Phantom of the Opera, which I think I gave 3 stars. Maybe it deserves 4, but I think it gets 3. I read The Witch of Blackbird Pond by Elizabeth George Spear, and I loved it. I gave it 5 stars. Fantastic little book. And I finished Tom Lake. I started Tom Lake by Ann Patchett last fall, and I finished it. And I have mixed feelings about it, and you can read my review on Goodreads. My Goodreads is below. You can read my review for all of those. But yeah, the time has come to pick the next books I'm reading, and I need your help. I need you to watch this, but actually I'm going to do it with the help of some reading prompts. I got this idea from the YouTuber Scrivspo. Her name is Harriet, and she does these really fun randomized prompts to pick books from her TBR. So I'm stealing the idea from her. Thank you, Harriet. I hope you keep making more of those videos because I love watching them. I have 12 prompts in this bowl, and I'm going to pick 5 books using the prompts. Some of them require a random generator. Some of them are based on length, on titles, age, etc. So I'm going to take a sip of my matcha, which is rose and lavender flavor. And without further ado, we're going to get started. I won't look. And the first prompt is oldest book on the shelf. Okay. I like old fiction, but I don't have extremely old books here. Let me show you my shelf. Here's what we're working with. I have them organized by color. I am pretty sure that the oldest book on my shelf is Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. I think this was published in like 1815 or something. 1813. Yeah, besides this, probably the next oldest is like Jane Eyre. That's kind of funny. This says it was published, copyright in 2004. Yeah, that's not true. Is this a ripoff? Is this a fake Jane Eyre? I don't think so. It's by Meyer Family Classics, which is really funny to me. Meyer is a Midwestern grocery store chain for people who aren't from the Midwest, but apparently they did these really nice hardback classic novel editions a few years ago. So like, slay. Meyer's great. Yeah, so I'm gonna go with Pride and Prejudice because I'm pretty sure this wasn't published until like the 1840s or something. I don't think this even says when it was published. This is a really old copy. Maybe I should have said the oldest book. Should I do the oldest book? I think I started David Copperfield years ago and I did not finish it. Oldest book. That could be another another interpretation of this for sure. I think this is the oldest book, actually. It's very old. It has this beautiful copper plate name written in the front. Okay. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I have started Pride and Prejudice, by the way. I was actually going to vlog myself reading it, and it actually made the reading process so unenjoyable that I quit. I quit reading and making the vlog. But I should go back and finish it. So I think I'm going to choose Pride and Prejudice for my first book. We'll get to David Copperfield another time. Okay, oldest book on the shelf. I'm going to remove this prompt, so don't pick it up by accident. Okay, book number 2. 300 to 400 pages long. I feel like that might go for a lot of these. Let's see. had this one on my shelf for ages. I'm borrowing this from my sister because she said it was really good. It's The Summer We Forgot by Caroline George, which I think is like maybe Christian YA. What is this? Okay, this is 388 pages long, so that is a contender. Okay, this one's over 400 pages, so not Jane Eyre. This is Jacqueline in Paris, which is like a fictionalized account of Jacqueline Kennedy's girlhood time in Paris. This is 329 pages, so that's another contender. I feel like both of these are going to be longer than that. This is Evenings with the Orchestra. This is by Hector Berlioz, the composer. He was apparently I think this is the right length, yeah. This is 376 pages long. This is like a series of like satirical fictional accounts of an orchestra member in the 1800s. A lot of these are, this is gonna take a minute, actually. A lot of these they're like 300 or 400 pages long. Okay, let's see. This is also 300 to 400 pages long. This is 345 pages long. This is Jacqueline Kennedy, Historic Conversations on Life with John F. Kennedy. So this is like it's a series of interviews done with Jacqueline Kennedy. And my sister recommended this to me after she read it. And then I got Jacqueline in Paris, and I kind of didn't like it when I started it, which is why I quit reading it. And I realized I would much rather read an actual account of a historical figure than read someone else's fictionalized accounts of their life. We also have Garlic and Sapphires, which I'm also in the midst of reading. I have started and not finished so many books. This is also 300 plus pages. This one is like 350 pages. This is Within These Lines by Stephanie Morrill. It is historical fiction about a Japanese-American young woman who is sent to an internment camp during World War II. Goodness. What about this? Well, Hemingway. That is actually too short. Okay. What else? Alright, this is over 400 pages. Okay. So it's either going to be The Summer We Forgot, Jacqueline in Paris, Jacqueline Kennedy, the autobiography, Garlic and Sapphires, or Evenings with the Orchestra. I want to read all of these books, except maybe for Jacqueline in Paris. These would look really cute together because they're both yellow. It's kind of a vibe. This one has been on my shelf forever, and I feel like a lot of these are going to be longer and harder to read. What about this one? This is At Home in Mitford by Jan Karon. My grandma loves her books. Oh, this is long, actually. This is over 400 pages. Okay, not that one. This is a recent publication of the Thursday Murder Club. This is 361 pages. I could do this. I think I want to do something kind of like newer or contemporary. So I think I might do one of these. I think I'm going to go with The Summer We Forgot because it's spring and summer's coming up, and it's been on my shelf for a really, really long time, and I should read it. So I'm going to do The Summer We Forgot for my second book. Okay, that took way too long. I apologize. Let's do the next one. Book with a one-word title. I don't know if I actually have any books with a one-word title. Does the count as a title, as a word? I guess I have Truman. It's a huge tome of a book. Oh my goodness. Oh dear. I did not think this prompt through. On a technicality, do we think I could go with Island of the? Or do I have to read Truman? I should read Truman. I've also had it on my shelf for a while. Okay, my fate is sealed. I'm doomed. Next is Truman by David McCullough. I only have this because, I don't know, I've read books by David McCullough before. So like, this isn't impossible. It will probably be very interesting. I like historical, like, biographies and history in general. And I got this really nice hardback copy at Goodwill for like $3. So, okay, next up, Truman by David McCullough. For our fourth book published in the last 5 years. Okay, I think I have a couple here. I know A Gentleman in Moscow, both of these. A Gentleman in Moscow and Ruth Reichl's Paris novel. I was really delighted to see this, actually. I have like a few of Ruth Reichl's books. Garlic and Sapphire is one. I also picked up Tender at the Bone. I fell in love with her book, Save Me the Plums. And this novel, I recognized the premise when I first heard of it. The premise comes from a real life experience of hers. And I read her other novel. What was it called? Sweet or something? I don't know. It was okay. I liked her her realistic writing better, but I couldn't pass this up when I saw it at the resale shop. Really nice hardcover copy and everything with the dust jacket and all. $30 book for like $1. Anyway, this was published very recently. I saw this in Barnes & Noble just last year. So I think it was actually published in 2024. Okay, so this is a contender. A Gentleman in Moscow, I think, was published in the 2020s, but I'm not entirely sure. I could be wrong. Oh, it's actually it's older than that. It's 2016. Wow, okay. Not that. The Thursday Murder Club is also recent. (2020). It's too old. Oh my goodness. I'm so behind on the times. I know Jacqueline in Paris is also recent. Question is how recent, because apparently I don't know when things were published. It's usually not important, right? 2022. Okay, so I could do Jacqueline in Paris. Is there anything else here? I think Within These Lines was also published in the last 5 years. I could be wrong. It might be a little bit older than that. Yeah, 2019. Okay, so between the Paris novel and Jacqueline in Paris, which one are we doing? I want to read this, and this is something I wasn't really loving last time I picked it up, so I think I'm going to go with something I'm looking forward to reading, and we're going to read the Paris novel as my fourth book. Okay, last one. Hope it's a good one. There's a lot of books here that I want to read that I haven't gotten a prompt for. Book with a place in the title. Okay, we could do A Gentleman in Moscow, The Island. I think that counts, doesn't it? Does This Side of Paradise count? Is Paradise a location? At Home in Mitford, that's a location. Bridge to Terabithia. I have that on my TBR, actually. I never read it as a kid. I could do Bridge to Terabithia. And I also have Howard's End. Okay. Let's see. How long is Howard's End? I read A Room with a View last year. I have this like triple volume. It has A Room with a View, Howard's End, and Maurice. I don't know what Maurice is about, actually. I've seen the miniseries Howard's End, the more recent one, and I'd like to read it. It's like 400 pages long. I have a lot of long books on this pile. I was kind of planning to read A Gentleman in Moscow over the winter, but then I kept putting off this vlog because I wanted to do this vlog before I started reading more books. You know, At Home in Mitford is another book that I've had on my TBR for a really long time. Like I said, my grandma loves Jan Karen, her writing. She talks about her like every time we visit, and I've heard really good things about it. So maybe I will give this a try and see if I like At Home in Mitford. Okay, that is not the stack I expected to end up with, but these are my next 5 reads. We have Pride and Prejudice, The Summer We Forgot by Caroline George, Truman by David McCullough, The Paris Novel by Ruth Reichl, and At Home in Mitford by Jen Karen. And I am excited to read these and to finish the ones I've already started, which is actually just Pride and Prejudice. Thank you guys so much for watching, and let me know what you're reading this spring. I want to like do way more reading vlogs and way more reading in general. I've been collecting books like crazy, thrifting. I've thrifted a lot of books in the last few months that I have added to this shelf. And so yeah, I'm excited to get some of them moved off to make space for additional new ones in the future. And I don't know if I'm going to vlog my reviews necessarily, but I have been trying to track my reading and post on Goodreads just so I remember when I finished books and like in what order I read them. So you can probably find my thoughts over there if they interest you at all. No, I don't, maybe they don't, which is totally understandable and fine. But yeah, I think I'm going to grab one of these and do some reading this afternoon and enjoy my matcha. And I will see you soon with some other vlogs. Okay, bye. Oh, you're not a Christian. Sorry, Alex. Hello, Edmund, you're back.
Oh my gosh, I was in New York the first time 4 weeks ago. I loved it. I did go out though. And I'm going for the future after I called that, and then I didn't get to go out because it wasn't true. But yeah, no, it looks really good. I've been to LA. I kind of enjoyed LA, but it's like so spread out.
Okay, Edmund, I'm not going to date you if you're getting drunk.